Assalamu alaikum. I'm Manahil in class number 36. Today my presentation topic is structuralism Sasure concept. So first definition, structuralism is a school of thought which was first noticed in the work of anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss and famous literary critical Roland Barthes in later 1950. Structuralism flourishing in the 1960s. Structuralism is an approach to literary analysis grounded in structural linguistics, the science of language, by utilizing the techniques, methods, and vocabulary of linguistics. Structuralism offers a scientific view of how we achieve meaning not only in literary works but also in every form of communication and social behavior. The full signification of any entity cannot be perceived unless it is integrated into the structure of what it forms a part. Historical development. Historical development pre-Saussure's linguistic. Though structuralism was properly stimulated by the works of Claude Lévi-Strauss in 1950s and 1960s. However, his works owes much of its essence to the thinking of Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure. The concept of structuralism was developed by Saussure in his book Course in General Linguistics, first published posthumously in 1916. Saussure focuses not on the historical aspect of language but on the underlying system of language and called his theory semiology. In linguistics, it is an approach that interprets and analyzes the structure of linguistics as distinguished from its historical aspects. Philology, not linguist, was the science of language. While Wundt is often listed as the founder of structuralism, he never actually used the term. Instead, Wundt referred to his ideas as voluntarism. It was his student Edward B. Titchener who invented the term structuralism. Characteristic of structural systems. Then Saussure and structuralism. Saussure language concept lang was parole. Lang and parole. Lang collectively abstract system shared by a community, and parole actual speech made by an individual. Then characteristics of structural system. Three characteristics: wholeness, transformation, and self-regulation. So wholeness, the system functions as a whole, not just as a collection of independent parts. Then transformation, this means that the system is not static but capable of change. New units can enter the system, but when they do, they are governed by the rule of the system. Then self-regulation. Self-regulation related to transformation. You can add elements into the system, but you can't change its basic structure. Transformations never lead to anything outside the system. Saussure's ideas on linguistics. First, paradigmatic and syntagmatic. Paradigmatic, a dissimilar thing that can be exchanged for the thing of which the value is to be determined. Syntagmatic, similar things that can be compared with the thing of which the value is to be determined. Saussure ideas on linguistics. The nature of the linguistic science. Language is based on a naming process by which things get associated with a word or name. The linguistic sign, a keyword, is made of the union of a concept and a sound image. A more common way to define a linguistic sign is that a sign is the combination of a signifier and a signified. Saussure said the sound image is a signifier and the concept of signified. Characteristics of sign. The sign is union of a signifier and a signified, has two main characteristics. This principle dominates all ideas about the structure of language. It makes it possible to separate the signifier and signified, or to change the relation between them. The second characteristic of the sign is that the signifier exists in time and that time can be measured as linear. The structure of language. According to Sastre, all the languages are governed by their own internal rules. They do not mirror or imitate the structure of the word. For example, phonemes, speech sound that distinguishes one word from another. Grapheme, the letter symbols that represents the phoneme sounds. Phonology, the study of the rules governing the meaningful units of sound in the linguistic system. Another example is that in Middle English, lamb, then both M and B were both pronounced. Modern American English 1775 present lamb and non-English word can end with the two phonemes M and B. Four basic principles of Saussure. Number first, Saussure stated that the meanings we give to words are arbitrary. The physicality or structure of a word holds no bearing to its connotation or denotation. The only exceptions may be onomatopoeia. However, because even these vary by language, it is not necessarily correct. Number second, Saussure stated that the meanings of words are relational. No word can be defined in isolation from other words. Barely it is necessary to have other words from a context to understand one word. Number third, according to Saussure, there are no intrinsic or fixed meanings in word. If a group of people were asked to think of dog, some people may mentally conjure a bird collie, others are beagle, and others are a Labrador, etc. While these are all dogs and would correctly fit under the category of dog, this word would not accomplish stimulus thought or a fixed meaning. Number 4, the fourth principle according to Saussure is that language constitutes our words because language exists through existing 1984 and the removal of words from the dictionary because of word freedom exists. We understand the concept. However, if no such word existed, the thought would be vague or unclear at the very least. Thank you for presentation.